One critical thing that I see happen with a lot of people is that they are so hard on themselves. And I know what it's like to be hard on yourself. I know what it's like to feel imperfect. I know what it's like when you have no idea what's going on and what you should do next and you just feel lost in life, right? So many people are being very hard on themselves, though. And they're comparing themselves to other people. They're placing all of these judgments on themselves about things that happened in the past, about things that they're worried about happening in the future. And they're very much caught up in ego. They're very much caught up in this sense of time. And they want to, for instance, achieve certain things in order to prove themselves, to others, and they feel like if they were to just do this thing or attain this goal or have this amount of money or drive this car or be in this relationship, they say, well, if that were to happen, I would actually feel like my life is complete, or I would actually feel like things are moving in the right way, or I would actually start to feel good about myself and believe in myself and feel like I'm all right. So a lot of people are finding themselves caught up in these continual thoughts of judgment, of comparison, of looking at the past and dwelling on things that they did wrong, or looking into the future and really worrying about things that they hope don't go wrong. And they're thinking to themselves, well, hey, if this were to happen in the future, everything will be good. And it is human to do that. It is natural. But what we must do is we must realize that we are causing this discomfort and this dissatisfaction and this incompleteness within ourselves. Like, it is of our own doing. And you might say, like, no, like, this person took this away from me and I need to get it back in order to feel this way. Like, I get that, right? There's some physical, real life aspect to that. But still, that feeling of incompleteness, that feeling like something needs to change in order for you to think and feel and believe in yourself in a certain way, that is of your own doing. And realizing that this is all of our own doing, the dwelling on the past, the worrying about the future, the feeling incomplete, the judgments about ourselves, the feeling like we're not good enough and that we're not moving forward fast enough. Like, we've got to realize that all of that is us thinking all throughout the day, just completely caught up with those thoughts, identified with them, feeling the emotions that go along with them, and treating that as reality, right? Living through ego instead of simply just being aware of ego being there, and as a result, being able to enjoy the moment more and not be so hard on yourself. So what's going on here? Well, real quickly, us humans, we have this brilliant sense of time, right? We know that we've gone through things in our past and certain things worked out for us and certain things didn't, and we've failed and we've been criticized, and so we have this past, right? And we've been learning from it. And then we've got this future. We have this idea of, based upon our past and based upon who we are and how life is and the opportunities I have and what I'm capable of, this XYZ can happen in the future. And we hope that'll happen. If it's good, we hope that it won't happen if it's bad. But basically, humans are caught up in the present moment. They're caught up in thought involving past, involving future, involving judgments, and all of these beliefs that we hold. And we must understand that it is this brilliant concept of time that can either move us forward or it can hold us back. There's a lot of people that I talk to, for instance, they've gone through some horrible things in their past. And it's not okay that those things happened, but they're bringing all of these self-judgments, all of the pain, all of the just critical analysis of themselves and their life. And they're saying, this is how life is, and it's because of all of these things that happened in the past. We've got to also realize that when there's good and bad things that happen in the past and could happen in the future, we've got to also realize that amongst the good things, probably something else had to suffer because of it. And amongst the bad things that happened, probably something good arose from it. So being more aware, right? Not being our worst enemy, and instead being able to be more present and seeing these thoughts for what they are, and realizing that if we've been, for instance, just judging ourselves and being so hard on ourselves for something that happened in the past, whether it's somebody did something to you, or whether it's just dwelling on mistakes or failures and not believing in yourself, no matter what's going on, we've got to understand that there's always two sides to a coin. There's always this silver lining to a rain cloud, right? There's always a rainbow after a storm, however you want to say this. Like, the most compassionate people I know are usually people who have gone through some sort of trauma. They've been kicked and beaten, maybe literally, maybe not, but because of it, they don't want to ever see anybody else kicked or beaten, right? They've been stolen from, therefore they will never steal. They've had people be rude to them and put them down, therefore they are kind to others and they lift them up. We've got to understand that all of these things that's happening is building you up into the person that you are today, and it's important to realize that you are this person with this past experience, but it's really important to realize that you are also this person who is perceiving that past experience, and how you are perceiving it is a very big deal, and it's influencing your present moment. It's influencing your state of mind. It's, of course, determining what you're thinking about and how you're feeling and the mood that that's creating, right? This personality that you are taking on based upon what's happened and based upon what you think is going to happen. This is all time arising in the present moment. The more present we can be, the more aware of those thoughts arising we can begin to change our relationship to them and to the emotions that come about. And instead of just dwelling on the past for days, months, years, or even decades sometime, we can be free from it. Because first of all, the past is the past. This present moment is always a new moment. You can't change anything that happened. You can only change your relationship and your perception of the things that happened. And same thing with me, with worrying. I was worrying so much. I was living in the future. It was taking away my ability to be present and to enjoy life now because I was caught up in those thoughts. But for instance, the positivity that comes about through all of this and understanding that this is all building us up is that if I didn't go through all of that mental suffering, there's no way I would be doing what I'm doing today. There's no way I would be able to conceptualize these things and tell you these ideas about time and about the mind and about perception and figuring all of this out. It wouldn't have happened. There's good that's coming along with all of the bad. And it's important that we recognize it, that we realize that this past and this future, it's all just conscious activity arising within the present moment, can change our relationship to this all, right? We can be more aware instead of just identified with our thoughts and reactive to them. And we can also see the silver linings, understanding that all this bad stuff that we may have been focusing on, whether it's in the past or the future, all of it, there's all a silver lining to it. When we can disconnect from being so identified with these thoughts and just going down that bunny trail of thought, we can see it all so much clearer, and we can then try to find the silver linings, right? All of this to say that this is all just, of course, more mental activity arising within the present moment, and the more present you can be, the more all of this activity just sort of, we can watch it rise, we can watch it fall, we can change our relationship to it, and we can really begin to not care so much about it, simply because it arises, it falls, more arises, more falls. It's impermanent. What's there to do with it? Let's use it to our advantage. Let's use it to make us better people. Let's use it to build a brighter future. And I hope that this short video helped you see how that is possible. If you have a question, comment below. I will reply to everybody. Please like this if you liked it and subscribe if you want more videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.